News Radio 1000, KTOK, Gwin Faulconer Lippert here with you on this Sunday night. Going to be talking more about MAPS 3 and the point of view of the Oklahoma City firefighters. Joining me this evening is the President Elect of the local fire union 157. Phil Sipe joins me. He is a firefighter, and I thank you so much, President-elect Sipe, for joining me on a Sunday night. And how is it that you have this night off, I guess, is what I should ask.
Well, I'm actually at the Union Hall full-time now, so I'm not on duty at the fire station anymore. After spending 21 years on those rigs, I'm a regular 8 to 5 guy now, so it's going to take some adjustment for me. But I do thank you very much for the invitation to be with you tonight.
Well,
I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. 8 to 5. Oh, my goodness. I bet that's quite an adjustment.
Well, it's a whole lot different than working those long 24-hour shifts. It's going to be something new for me.
According to the city webpage about firefighters, it says Oklahoma City firefighters engage directly in fire prevention, firefighting, emergency medical care, technical rescue, hazardous materials, mitigation, disaster response, public education, and community service. The Oklahoma City Fire Department focuses on creating a supportive environment. So that's quite a job description, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, our firefighters are probably just outstanding in terms of their community involvement and what they do for the community. Just great citizens, great mentors to kids in the community, great educators, particularly when it comes to public safety and fire safety. Just do an outstanding job. We have a great public education department and code enforcement department, and then fire suppression department, and we all work together to basically do the citizens a good job and make sure that they're well protected 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year. So that's our goal, and that's what we try to do.
Currently, are the firefighters in negotiation with the city council or the city of Oklahoma City?
Yeah, right now we are basically in the process of continuing to negotiate with the city to try to settle our contract for this year. As a lot of people are aware of at this point in time, we actually won the arbitration case and were awarded our last best offer, and the city's last best offer was thrown out. So the firefighters really are basically together in the concept that we want to give back the raise. We just kind of have some staffing issues that we want to have fixed and make sure that we can take care of those long-term staffing issues and correct some of the problems we're having with firefighters losing time and having vacations and holidays canceled, things like that. And we can fix those problems. Our guys and gals will be tickled to death and certainly willing to give back the raise that we were awarded through the arbitration.
Well, I was shocked when I talked to the president of the police union, Gil Hensley, and he was telling me about the shortage of policemen that we have. Do we have a shortage of firefighters equal to that as well?
Well, a lot of that has to do with your perspective on that particular issue. If you go back to when the first maps passed, MAPS 1, which we actually supported, donated I think $25,000 to help advertise for that, to help see that campaign pass. So we've been very supportive of all the MAPS projects all along. But if you go back to 1993 when that first MAPS project passed, at that time, we had almost 1,000 firefighters, 999 firefighters on the Oklahoma City Fire Department, to be exact. And by the budget year 0203, they had cut 50 positions off the department. That's devastating to our department when you cut that many positions off of it. And we've basically been at that same level, around 948 to 950 range in total staff strength since that 0203 budget. So it's been difficult to try to get through these last few years, particularly as we instill new programs in the community that help provide greater fire protection and greater benefits to the citizens that require additional staffing, like our paramedic engine program has. And that's just caused a real crunch in terms of the ability for our firefighters to be able to get away from the job and relieve some of the stress that they have. And so we kind of need to fix that problem, make that go away. I think that's going to make our people happy if we can do that. But
MAPS 3, let's talk about MAPS 3, because There seems to be some confusion among people that I've talked to, because when I start telling them about, what I learned from watching City Council of all places, they had no idea, because in their mind, the police and fire benefited from MAPS 1 or some sales tax, or a portion of $1 goes to police and fire or whatever. Can you clear that up for me?
Well, right now there's a public safety sales tax that passed in 1989. There's 0.75 cents that's dedicated to police and fire protection for the citizens of Oklahoma City. Over time, though, that sales tax really has turned into basically total general fund relief for the city, because you can't roll back the clock at this time and take back the 200 additional firefighters and police officers that were promised by that dedicated sales tax. If you did, that would result in closing several fire stations and having quite a few less police officers on the street than what they currently have, and we wouldn't be able to provide the same level of protection that the citizens currently enjoy. And so in other words, you simply can't get rid of that tax. If you did, they'd have to fund the same level of fire and police protection they have today totally out of the general fund, as opposed to having some general fund expenditure for police and fire protection, and then the rest of it provided for by the public safety sales tax.
So do you think it has been misappropriated?
No, I don't think it's been misappropriated at all. I think they've spent it on police and fire protection. But over time, as the city has grown, the needs for police and fire protection have grown along with it, which really is the issue for the MAPS 3, and what we were trying to raise at the council meeting on the 29th was essentially that same issue, that as you look at what the community wants and you continue to build it through the MAPS projects, you absolutely have to have consideration for also the needs of the community, not just their wants, which is the point that I made during the council meeting. And those needs involve greater public protection through public safety and a greater number of public employees to help maintain what they build.
I was shocked. In fact, I said this to President Hensley. I said, why don't we make it MAPPS and have the 2 extra P's and the S be public safety? I mean, why aren't you all part? And I know you can't answer that, so it's kind of a rhetorical question. I'm sorry to kind of throw that at you.
Well, no, actually, I have an answer for that, and the answer is I don't know. It really, you have to consider the fact that basically the previous MAPS projects, other than MAPS for schools, provided some type of funding for public safety. This one has no public safety funding whatsoever in it. And the bond issues that they've passed has had funding for public safety, and in some cases, like the 2000 bond issue, for instance, that has 2 fire stations in it, they have yet to build those yet. So there's a lot of issues at play that have to do with public safety overall and the needs of the community that we feel like need to be given a higher priority over some of the other things that they've decided to do.
And so there are still 2 fire stations that have not been built. Is the money gone, or just the timing of it?
It's just a timing issue. From the fire's perspective, we just don't have any answers as to why it's taken so long to address those needs of the community that the voters voted for in the bond issue back in 2000, which has been almost 10 years ago. So those are some of the issues that we have. But as far as MAPS 3 is concerned, our whole efforts there with council was to try to get them to step back and pause for a little bit and stop to think about the needs of the community and how important it's going to be to address those reoccurring costs and reoccurring needs of public safety as time goes by. You simply can't disregard that in this latest MAPS project. It has to be, we feel like has to be part of the consideration of it, and as it stands right now, there is no consideration there for additional funding for public safety or public employees.
Have you heard has anyone other than Skip Kelly, who scolded you, has anyone come out and said, oh, well, that's too bad, has anyone disagreed? Every person I had told this to goes, oh, we need more people. Why can't we make this part of that? I don't understand. I want a big park, yes, but I want safety and I want fire protection at the park. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Has anyone disagreed with you?
Well, this may actually shock you, but I find